My name is Suzanne Nossel. I'm the CEO of PEN America. My book is Dare to Speak, Defending Free Speech for All. I think of Dare to Speak as a guide to how we can live together in our diverse, digitized, and divided society without curbing free speech. We live in a world where free speech is in constant contention, and I worry that a rising generation of young people is increasingly dubious about the concept of free speech. They're alienated from it. They believe it's a smokescreen for hatred. And what I've tried to address in the book is a set of principles for how we can adapt free speech and make it work in our diverse and pluralistic society. So I have 5 principles to think about when you're speaking, voicing your opinion, 5 to consider when you're in your role as a listener, 5 to think about when debating free speech issues, and 5 to think about when considering free speech policies. And I begin with your role as a speaker and the importance of conscientiousness with language. When we live in a society with people from so many different backgrounds, ideologies, orientations, you need to think about who's in your audience. You're not just talking to the people you grew up with or the members of your own family. If you're not cognizant of how people want to be described, of what words may trigger an accidental offense, of what subjects are sensitive, of speaking about something where you're not knowledgeable, you can easily step into it. You can offend someone, you can get their backs up so that they can't listen to you. You're not able to persuade them of your point of view. And so if you want to get your ideas across, if you want people to respect your opinions and maybe even be converted to agreeing with you, you want to avoid those inadvertent offenses. So I talk about that. I talk about the importance, at the same token, of making speech for controversial ideas and the fact that we need to support people who go out on a limb, who express ideas that are outside of the mainstream, that may contradict what we believe, even if we don't agree with them. Standing up for their right to express themselves, ensuring that they're not shut down, is important. I also talk about why it's dangerous to equate speech and violence and suggest that speech and violence are the same thing. If we accept that notion, then if I offend you, are you not justified in punching me in the nose in return? And the minute we allow for that, we're creating an invitation to cross over between speech and violence. If a poster that says defund the police is construed as a form of violence, why are police then not justified in shutting that protest down and even employing force to do so? And so these principles, to my mind, are interlocking. They create a system where if we can respect one another's right to speak, if we can make space for controversial ideas, if we can know when to apologize and know when to forgive when offenses do happen, we can keep speech open and free, and at the same time work toward creating a more equitable and inclusive society.